Welcome, friends, and welcome to a Minecraft video. Today, we have just a very small one. We are filming a series. This is Faction series. This server is called Treasure Wars. Here, the link will be in the description if you want to play. This is a different way of playing Minecraft. This would be a series, set a few episodes, not a few episodes, a lot of episodes. I'll be joined with Hyrule, which you've seen before, Dupicfish, and we will be playing Factions. Factions is a different way of playing Minecraft, and I will explain it now in this video. This is a separate video. I didn't want to include this in the first video since it'll just be me explaining how to play and all that. So this will just be like introduction video. It'll be around 5 minutes long, and episode 1 will come, I think, maybe an hour after this one, maybe even tomorrow. Each episode will hopefully be a week apart and 10 minutes long. I don't want to make it too long because, yeah, because I want it to be entertaining and not just long and boring. Me and Hai will probably play a bit in between, but not too much as to you miss a lot of what goes on during this series, but just like base improvements basically, and like just lootings, and if I get anything exciting or anything exciting pops up, I'll just be sure to record that as like separate bonus clips and all that. Anyway, to the explaining bit. This is gonna be a bit difficult, so you better sit back. Treasure Wars is to me one of the best factions because it's simple and it's not that hard to play. Anyway, as you can see, I'll show you first. As you can see here, there are right now seven different regions we can play on. Each region, this is the main lobby, by the way. Each region is basically a different, it's basically a whole entire server, a new different server, basically. But altogether, it goes under the umbrella of one server, which is Treasure Wars. So, Bandit was the very first to be released, like a few years ago. I forgot when. And the most recent one was Frozen. It came out yesterday, actually. Just believe that, yesterday. Anyway, it's a new server, so I wanted to play it. I was playing Haunted Swamplands before, but I was in the middle until I decided to record Minecraft, and I just didn't want to start in the middle because it just didn't make sense. So I've been waiting all this time for a new one, and Frozen Abyss came out, so I just decided let's record then. So yeah, to explain a bit, this is how you play factions. Okay, you start off at spawn where you go into one of the regions, and once you get to a region, you are given a choice of 3 different races to choose. Basically, you can be a human, you can be a dwarf, or you can be an elf. And what this means is, once you choose that, that race is like a entire faction on its own. Basically, factions like clans or like teams or groups, or yeah, like factions. Well, you could switch it up, I guess, but it means like a group, like a team. Yeah. Basically, if you're a human and elf and dwarf, other humans can't hurt you, and other elves can't hurt you. If you're elf, other elves can't hurt you. If you're a dwarf, other dwarfs can't hurt you. If you're human, other humans can't hurt you. Alright? So, that's basically it. But each individual race has different perks, which will affect your choice. If you're a human, you get MCM. Oh yeah, MCMMO. MCMMO is basically a set of skills, which is like herbalism, which is like farm stuff, swords, axes, fishing, taming. What else? Acrobatics, which is falling damage and all that. These the MCMMO skills. Like MCMMO means Minecraft. Something skills. Just think of it as Minecraft skills, basically. And what this means is, if you keep MCMMO is like the skills, yeah. And if you upgrade those skills, they will give you certain perks. For example, acrobatics levels you can earn by repeatedly jumping, and then the more you jump off, the more levels you get, basically. And you can just keep doing that until you reach a certain level in which you have a percentage that you can dodge attacks, which is pretty awesome. If you use swords a lot, then if you use it a lot and like you swing swords and hit stuff repeatedly, and you upgrade your MCMMO swords levels, and once you reach that to a really high level, you have certain perks for swords. I don't really remember what, but if you have mining levels, for example, this is a really good one. MCMMO mining. If you mine a lot of like diamonds and just keep mining forever, like mine a lot, your MCMMO mining skills will basically increase, and the higher the level, the more percentage chance of something like double drops. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. There's also some bit more MCMMO stuff, but you'll see during the series. And yeah, MCMMO. What was I doing with MCMMO? Yeah, that's basically it. And so, if you're a human, you start off with 15 levels of MCMMO fishing, taming, and don't remember what. Elves, you get archery levels, minings, 15 levels of archeries and something. Dwarves, mining, something, and other stuff. So that's what will affect your choice, basically. You also get a passive boosts, basically. So for humans, I think I really can't remember humans. For elves, you get a passive constant speed 1 boost. Alright, for dwarves, you get a constant haste 1 boost. Haste 1 is basically you mine faster, so that will also affect your choice. Yeah. So that was it. What else? Once you get into it, so once you've chosen your race, you enter a spawn. A spawn for human spawn, elf spawn, and dwarf spawns. You cannot hurt each other in spawns, so that's it. Once you get to spawn, there's not much to do to spawn, alright? Like spawn is basically a gathering, a useless like lobby. It's like a lobby, alright? Once you've got to that lobby, you can do some things. You can /wilderness. Alright. Once you get to a /wilderness, you will be transported to the wilderness. In that wilderness, alright, here. This is a bit difficult. Wilderness is where people build their bases. Alright, you build the bases there. And yeah, you build bases and you just try to make it as secure as possible. And what you do in your base is what you do in your base. But the thing is, once you build your base, anybody who goes to /wilderness, they'll be transported anywhere in the wilderness. And if they reach a point near the wilderness, once you get transported to a wilderness, people will usually do /f map. This will show you what the newest faction bases are around. And the newest faction, wait, scratch that. You build your base. Once you build your base, you want to F-claim it /F claim. What this does is, once you made your faction, because you don't play factions on your own, you play factions with a team, and you make a faction together. Alright? Once you make a faction together, it means you can't hurt your faction members, and it's just clans, basically. So, once you've made a faction, your faction, each player has a maximum of 10 power. Alright? Listen up. This is a bit difficult to understand. Once you have that 10 power, what you can do with that power is to use it for claiming land. One /F claim will claim a total of 16 by 16 squares of land around where you are standing, right there when you do /F claim. Alright, every time you claim something, it uses 1 of your power levels, basically. And what that means is, if you have, for example, 3 people in your clan, you have 30 powers. And if you have a larger base, you /F claim more. For example, if you /F claim 5 times, you have 25 power level used and 25 power level available for more land to claim. And once you've claimed land, other people in the faction, anyone who is not in your faction, will not be able to break blocks where you have claimed your land. And what that means is it'll be harder for people to raid you. as they cannot break blocks, and we'll have to make, sorry about that, just a bit hard drive memory gone, TNT cannons outside of your claim area and blast TNTs and break your blocks to get into your faction. Once they've entered your faction, they will have to use creeper eggs, which goes for a lot of money, to break your valuables basically and loot you. So that's basically raiding. You do wilderness / fmap, check around. If you see a faction's claim land, go to it, go to their base, raid it. That's how you raid. A bit more of this power stuff now. Okay. I know. If you once you die, if you die in the war zone, or if people kill you, once you die basically, you lose 3 power. But that power regenerates over like 5 minutes for 1 power level will regenerate. So basically, if a faction targeted you, they'll do /F enemy and your faction, and they could just keep attacking you and attack you and attack you and penetrate you until your faction power level is lower than the claimed land. Once that happens, they will be able to /F claim on your territory and overclaim you. Once they overclaim you, basically they own your base and you are royally screwed. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. In this, you have /warzone. You just go to the war zone. In the war zone, humans can't hurt humans, elves can't hurt elves, etc. You can hurt other races though, and you fight in the war zone. There are treasures lying about all over the war zone. You get those treasures, you loot them, and you just go. And yeah, that's it basically. There are also some bosses, but we probably won't do that until later on in the series. Is there anything else? I'm just thinking, is there anything I'm missing? We're playing Frozen Abyss. I've said that. There's some special enchants. There's like custom stuff that you will see during the series that I'll explain then. But the power stuff is the thing I really want you to understand. Not much else. Just let me see if there's anything else. We'll see. Wait 1 sec. A guide to factions. I think. Yeah, I think that's about it. You'll see what it all is about later on in the series. The power stuff, really, you don't really need to know. I just thought it'd be good to explain. So, yeah. The bigger the faction, the bit more power, which means more land. The smaller the faction, the more land it is, the weaker. You can find, you'll see it during the series. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This video will be probably an episode in itself. So, yeah. That's all. Catch you guys in the series. See ya.